Hello and welcome to the Bot Box. I thought for a little while we were going to get a little gnome botsmith, but Killerhurtz here does not fall into that bucket. Killerhurtz is in the Combat Robot Hall of Fame. It is a BattleBots runner-up. It won Best Driver that one time. And incidentally, we're not going to go over the BattleBots fights. I will make reference to them, but I don't have the videos to be able to watch them and talk about them. So, what is Killerhurtz? Killerhurtz is a see-through box with a pointy end armed with an axe, initially a regular axe, but it later became a pickaxe. How see-through is Killerhurtz? Well, obviously, that which makes Killerhurtz work is not see-through, but Killerhurtz is transparent enough for a friend to request that Killerhurtz put some clothes on. Killerhurtz made its debut in Series 2 of Robot Wars, landing in Heat G. G is for Gauntlet, and of course Killerhurtz had to deal with the Gauntlet. Killerhurtz went down the left-hand route with the... On the screen it was the left-hand route, with the pits and the sentinel, and sped off, dodging all obstacles, apart from the rolling one called Dead Metal. Killerhurtz ended up right in the grasp of Dead Metal, and between Dead Metal and the sentinel, Killerhurtz ended up in the pit, but part of Killerhurtz did cross the end zone line. Not enough to count as a completed run, but it did get 10.6 metres along, and that was enough to get through to the trials, which that week was Skittles. As soon as Activate was called, Killerhurtz went off like a shot towards the Skittles, or barrels, drove through them and scattered them everywhere before returning to take out some more barrels. As time ran out, however, Killerhurtz ended up stuck in reverse for some reason, and reversed out into the arena wall. Dead Metal, Securelot, and Sergeant Bash all hovered over Killerhurtz, but time ran out before Killerhurtz could get attacked by any of them. Killerhurtz knocked down 64 barrels and was very safely through. In fact, it topped the leaderboard. In fact, it got the most barrels down of any competitor in Skittles in Series 2. They got a battle and faced saw-wielding Wedgebot Roadblock, the defending champions and top seeds. For this battle, Killerhurtz had a cuddly toy attached to the axe. Killerhurtz took off an axe to Roadblock early on, causing the cuddly toy to fall off. Roadblock responded by sending Killerhurtz to Shunt in the perimeter patrol zone, so the two had an axe fight. Then Killerhurtz died surrounded by house robots and got pitted. Next up was in the grudge matches in the Internet Insurrection, where Killerhurtz faced Griffin, Elifter, Bulldozer Corporal Punishment, and Conical Sawbot Body Hammer. Killerhurtz didn't get off to a good start at all. In fact, it pretty much didn't move. But it did manage to land an axe blow that took out Matilda's chainsaw chain. Meanwhile, Griffin flipped Sergeant Bash. Both Griffin and Killerhurtz's team were in the same booth, and they both celebrated. I mean, how could he not win a house or what gets flipped? However, Killerhurtz's team did not get to celebrate for long, because Shunt rocked up. Shunt dragged Killerhurtz away and flipped it. Killerhurtz got righted, but it was dead. Griffin ended up winning. What they were most excited about was flipping a house robot. So on to Series 3 and some pinball wizardry. Killerhurtz had a new axe for this series, a big axe with a bird's head design. Very pretty. And I see those BattleBots winner medals, Killerhurtz. You can't hide those from me that easily. Especially since they're attached to a see-through box. Anyway, Killerhurtz got caught napping at the start, but woke up and knocked a whole load of barrels over. It then set off the multi-ball release before failing to set off the 75-point target. It also missed a 50-point target. Killerhurtz then went through the car door before trying to hit a 50-point target. The other one that hadn't hit, or hadn't tried to hit. But Shunt had other ideas. Killerhurtz escaped after getting axed, but got pinned by Shunt and Dead Metal. They came joint second to last with Mortis, getting only 60 points. There's better pinball wizardry later, I swear. Just keep listening and watching. Anyway, Killerhurtz found home in Heat N, fresh off a runner-up finish in the first pay-per-view BattleBots event at Long Beach, and winning the Best Driver award. In BattleBots, there was no Pit of Oblivion, remember this. First up was Ram and Cerberus. Well, it would have had the saw as well, but they weren't allowed to have the saw. Too hard or something like that. Anyway, Killerhurtz axed Cerberus 3 times, and the third axe blow put a hole in Cerberus and hit very dangerously close to their radio. Some very important parts in Cerberus. Before Killerhurtz, because the way it was set up, it had to go round the arena to attack Cerberus again. Only thing was, it was driven over what appeared to, what the team thought was a black square of the arena. Then they saw Killerhurtz disappear because it was the Pit of Oblivion. The very Pit of Oblivion that wasn't in BattleBots, and thus the team forgot about it. Oops. Killerhurtz was also in the World Championships representing the Czech Republic due to having a half-Czech team member. It also had Czech writing on that translates into English as, "You have a hairy tummy button." I'm not even going to try and pronounce the Czech because A, I didn't write it down, I can't remember it, and B, I don't know how to speak Czech. Anyway, Killerhurtz drew Flipper Chaos 2 in the first round. Killerhurtz got caught napping again, but once Chaos 2 came sniffing, Killerhurtz and its big Czech flags darted away. They tried to axe Chaos 2 but missed. Axebot 2 also missed. The two robots danced around each other before Axebot's 3 and 4 missed. Before Killerhurtz got Chaos 2 pinned in a corner with Shunt. Axebot 5 found its mark, and again it very nearly hit some very important parts of Chaos 2. Shunt's Axeblows found their mark on both Chaos 2 and Killerhurtz. One of them hit Chaos 2's CO2 bottle. What's free? Chaos 2 still had enough power to flip Killerhurtz, and Killerhurtz failed to self-frag. It tried. Believe me, it tried. But Killerhurtz still failed. So Killerhurtz was out. Killerhurtz returned for Series 4 as the 16th seed. Don't ask why, just roll with it. And found home in Heat I, where they drew lifter Eric and pneumatic spikebot Destructible. I do believe I've talked about both of these, so this fight's come up twice. And this is the third time. Killerhurtz bumped into Destructible and Eric early on, before driving straight over Eric. Killerhurtz then went after Destructible, only to get attacked by Eric, leaving Killerhurtz briefly stuck in the middle of a robot sandwich. The 3 bots quickly separated. Killerhurtz then targeted Destructible, ramming it repeatedly, but Eric tried to lift Killerhurtz again, allowing Destructible to go free. But not for long. Killerhurtz rammed Destructible again, Eric rocked up, Destructible spiked Killerhurtz, and Killerhurtz axed Eric. Killerhurtz's axe got stuck in Eric, right near one of the wheels, but did manage to get free before once again going after Destructible. But this time, Killerhurtz axed Destructible. Eric helped free Killerhurtz's axe by attacking the 16th seed. And as time ran out on the battle, both Destructible and Eric were attacking Killerhurtz. So Killerhurtz axed Destructible again, as you do. Anyway. The judges were called in and Killerhurtz went through. So did Eric. Destructible did not. Next up was Grab a Splinter. Killerhurtz rammed into Splinter early on, but ended up in Splinter's clutches and sent on a tour of the arena. Killerhurtz got free, but Splinter caught Killerhurtz and took the 16th seeds around the arena again, this time getting worryingly close to the Flame Pit and Sergeant Bash. Once again, Killerhurtz escaped and ended up in Shunt's corner. Killerhurtz got axed and Splinter swooped in and Killerhurtz escaped, only to crash into a wall. Killerhurtz's axe still worked, but the rest of Killerhurtz wasn't working. And, to make matters worse, the 16th seeds were leaking ominous smoke. So Killerhurtz gave Killerhurtz a spin, though to take 2 attempts to do that. And somehow something got shook back to life in Killerhurtz, but it was too late. They'd been immobilized for over 30 seconds, they were out. So before we go on to the Northern Annihilator, time for some more pinball wizardry. Killerhurtz went off like a shot this time, with colliding with Sergeant Bash before knocking over both sets of barrels. Next up for Killerhurtz was the 50-point target and an argument with Zickerlot and Matilda. Killerhurtz then hit the 75-point target, argued with their metal, hit the multi-ball release, hit the other 50-point target and argued with Matilda. Killerhurtz got 235 points and came 3rd overall. Pretty good. And there, dear audience, is that pinball wizardry I promised you. Now, it's time for the Northern Annihilator. My Killerhurtz faced, Killerhurtz, get it right. Killerhurtz faced axebot Dominator 2, Axe Stroke Lifter Suicidal Tendencies, which had tracks, Thwackbot Stinger, Spikesaurus, a Spikebot, and Chaos 2, which we've already seen is a flipper. Killerhurtz had actually been in a 13-bot rumble in BattleBots. It didn't actually win, nor did it make it to the judges' decision, but it was in that fight. A 6-fight rumble should be easier to handle, right? Right? Killerhurtz tried to axe Spikesaurus early on, but missed and had to dodge getting flipped by Chaos 2, which it did. Killerhurtz caught Spikesaurus and axed it. Killerhurtz then axed Empty Air before going out of focus for a moment. Sorry, my throat went so dry I had to cough. When back in focus, Killerhurtz had axed Spikesaurus again. Chaos 2 separated the two, but Killerhurtz axed Spikesaurus for the 3rd time and the axe got stuck. That's why they needed to get separated the 2nd time, because Killerhurtz's axe had got stuck. This time, Dominator 2 separated the 2 bots, and by virtue of the bi-wedge design, flipped Killerhurtz over. So the cough caused my eyes to water. Or this side. Killerhurtz tried to self-right with its axe, but in the chaos exists in Annihilator, Killerhurtz took a while to get righted, but it did get righted. Chaos 2 then tried to flip Killerhurtz, and it got quite a war. Chaos 2, that is. Once Dominator 2 got Chaos 2 free, Chaos 2 flipped Killerhurtz. This time it was harder for Killerhurtz to right itself. This time it was in a corner. But that didn't stop Killerhurtz from trying. And eventually, after getting prodded by Chaos 2, it succeeded and re-entered the fray. This fray soon became axing the living daylights out of Chaos 2. Killerhurtz was first on the scene to axe Chaos 2, and Dominator 2, axed Killerhurtz before joining in with Chaos 2 axing, though Killerhurtz did manage to get his axe stuck in the Chaos 2's flipper. Once Killerhurtz got free and Shunt got involved, Killerhurtz wisely got out of the way. So, Killerhurtz got through. Chaos 2 went out. In the next fight, Killerhurtz rammed into Stinger early on, but Stinger landed on its wheels and could carry on just fine. Killerhurtz then annoyed suicidal tendencies before tangling with Spikesaurus, but this time it was Spikesaurus doing the attacking. Dominator 2 then went after Killerhurtz, and one blow found its mark, but Killerhurtz proved to be too quick for Dominator 2, and subsequent axe blows hit the arena dance floor instead. Killerhurtz then axed Spikesaurus, which allowed Dominator 2 to axe Killerhurtz. A perfect equilateral triangle was formed. Suicidal tendencies had a poke at Killerhurtz before it freed itself. Or Killerhurtz freed itself, that is, not suicidal tendencies. Spikesaurus then sent Killerhurtz to Sergeant Bash's corner, where Killerhurtz went out of focus as the action centered around a very poorly Stinger. Until, that is, Sergeant Bash tried to have a go at Killerhurtz. Killerhurtz was having none of this and axed Sergeant Bash. Dominator 2 axed Killerhurtz. Matilda rocked up, but Killerhurtz ended up on the flame pit and got flipped once free of Sergeant Bash. Killerhurtz self-righted successfully as the battle ended. Killerhurtz went through. Stinger went out. In the third fight, Killerhurtz tried to go for Dominator 2, but ended up perched on suicidal tendencies before Spikesaurus freed it. Only thing was, Dominator 2 went and axed Killerhurtz. Killerhurtz axed Dominator 2 in return. Spikesaurus spiked suicidal tendencies and sent it for an arena tour. Killerhurtz tried to do the same to Dominator 2, but got axed for its trouble. After this, Killerhurtz's axe was stuck in the down position, and its case was not helped by Spikesaurus spiking them. Killerhurtz then rammed Dominator 2, intending to resume tour guide duties, but got spiked by Spikesaurus, which allowed Dominator 2 to axe Killerhurtz. Killerhurtz ended up on the flame pit and got cooked. Again. Meanwhile, suicidal tendencies had gone fut and stopped working. Killerhurtz sent Dominator 2 to Matilda, where Dominator 2 got flipped at the battle's end. Killerhurtz went through. Suicidal tendencies went out. So, time for the fourth battle. Dominator 2 went after Killerhurtz early on, and its first three axe blows found their mark. Axe blow 3 was the most costly one. Axe blow 3 took out the CO2 supply for Killerhurtz's axe, so it now could not attack at all. The axe was just down. Killerhurtz could also barely move. It was a sitting duck for any attacks, and Spikesaurus spiked them. Dominator 2 landed more axe blows. So Killerhurtz freed Killerhurtz from Spikesaurus, which trundled over to the arena wall, never to move in Robot Wars again. There was a wall in their way as well, that stopped them from getting any further. This time, Killerhurtz went out. As I've implied, this was Killerhurtz's last fight in Robot Wars. It did carry on to the end of Series 4.0 in BattleBots, but after that, Killerhurtz was retired. In Robot Wars, it was replaced by Killerhurtz, which performed a lot better than Killerhurtz did, and of course it terrored and hurt. In BattleBots, it was eventually replaced by Beta, though admittedly I say eventually because Beta had to withdraw twice from BattleBots. It was supposed to be in Season 5.0, but didn't actually have its first fight until 2016. It did pretty well then. And surprise, surprise, both of them are see-through. Killerhurtz's best performances came in BattleBots, and it's a shame that its good performance in BattleBots did not translate into a good run at Robot Wars. However, it was quick, it had clear potential, the axe definitely had power, and were it not for driving into the pit, who knows how far it could have gone in Series 3. It wasn't exactly the most reliable robot, and it did very well to come third in the Annihilator, when it could have easily gone out in any of the preceding rounds. It could have gone out in round 1, 2 or 3, but it came third. That's a pretty respectable sort of performance considering it got ganged up on for some reason. I do have an inexplicable soft spot for Killerhurtz. I think it might be the bird's head axe. It's very pretty. Its case is probably one of the prettiest axes in Robot Wars, if not the prettiest. But having a pretty axe does not help you when your robot is not the world's most reliable. So, who's next? Okay. Six-pack. Well, come back next week for some more pinball wizardry. Until next week, Carlson244